Salah's next destination revealed. The Liverpool icon bids farewell to Anfield. Carlo Ancelotti's surprise firing. What led Real Madrid to lose confidence in him? Ten Hag is gearing up for a return. Arsenal makes their first major signing. Ronaldo set to extend his Al Nasser deal. His new contract terms will blow your mind. All this and more in today's episode. If this video hits 500 likes, it will encourage us to keep bringing you fresh content. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Carlo Ancelotti is facing a potential early exit from Real Madrid. According to rumors in the Spanish press, reports suggest that Florentino Perez had a serious and some say harsh conversation with Ancelotti after the humiliating defeat by Barcelona in the Supercopa. The mood at the club seems to be filled with growing concern, and it's easy to see why. It appears that Ancelotti, once the go-to man for big moments, is losing his touch. Key matches are slipping away, and with the Champions League and La Liga race heating up in the spring, every mistake could be fatal. Imagine Perez sitting in his office staring at the Real Madrid crest, wondering, is it time for a change? And then, boom, a possible replacement emerges: Santiago Solari. Remember Solari's brief but memorable stint as coach? It's not the first time his name has come up in the press whenever Ancelotti's future is questioned. It seems like Perez has him on standby, just in case things don't improve. Real Madrid isn't entirely convinced that Ancelotti can't see the season through, but merely being good enough isn't enough for a club like Real Madrid. They demand greatness. This is where the doubts begin to surface within the club's leadership. Even Ancelotti himself has reportedly acknowledged that things aren't quite going to plan. Let's not forget, though, that Real Madrid's results in the past haven't always been perfect. In the past, after suffering heavy defeats to Barcelona, the club has gone on to win both La Liga and the Champions League. But a loss to Barca in a game like the Supercopa is more than just about the points. It's about image, pride, and prestige. Losing like that stings not only for the fans, but for the management as well. So, should Ancelotti be sacked? It's hard to say. He's an experienced coach with years of success under his belt. But the facts are clear. Recent performances haven't been up to standard. Sometimes, a managerial change can provide the spark that a team needs, giving the squad a fresh start. Perhaps that's exactly what Real Madrid needs right now to finish the season strong. Another question to consider: how long is Ancelotti really going to stay at Real Madrid? No matter what happens this season, the chances are high that he'll be replaced in the summer. So maybe for Ancelotti, this wouldn't be the worst outcome. The club might give him a more honorary role with less pressure, something that could be appealing given his age. What do you think, folks? Should Real Madrid part ways with Ancelotti? Or would that be a mistake by Florentino Perez? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your opinion. Despite all the rumors and speculation, it seems Real Madrid has no immediate plans to fire Ancelotti. The club still views him as an important figure and would prefer to keep him as long as the team continues to win trophies. According to reliable reports from AS, a drastic decision is unlikely to be made soon, even though trust in the coach may be starting to waver. Perez doesn't seem keen on making rash decisions in the middle of the season. Interestingly, Perez already has a potential replacement lined up for the summer: Xabi Alonso, the current coach of Bayer Leverkusen. Ancelotti's contract runs until 2026. But as AS notes, he's now in a trial period. His first real test will be the Copa del Rey round of 16 match against Celta Vigo this Thursday at the Bernabeu. In conclusion, there are many uncertainties surrounding Ancelotti's future. A contract until 2026 doesn't guarantee job security, but at the moment, it doesn't seem like drastic changes will happen anytime soon. Still, the crushing 9-2 aggregate score from the two Clásicos this season is a serious blow to Perez's pride. The club is still coming to terms with these defeats, but with a packed schedule, there's little room for quick decisions. So, what's your take on this? Whose side are you on in this situation? What's next for Carlo Ancelotti? And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for the latest football updates. In our last video, we talked about potential transfers, and right now, Marcus Rashford is stealing the spotlight. It seems like the 27-year-old forward is seriously considering leaving Manchester United, and rumors are spreading fast across Europe. So, what's the deal? Here's the scoop. Rashford, despite having a contract with Manchester United until 2028, might be thinking about a fresh start. Some might dismiss this as mere gossip, while others might feel it's a good time for Rashford to move on, especially given that his performances have been somewhat underwhelming lately. In fact, Marcus himself hinted at wanting a new challenge back in December, and now the clubs are lining up for him: Tottenham, West Ham, Barcelona, These are just a few names on the list, but the most intriguing rumor is that Borussia Dortmund has taken an interest in the forward. According to Sky Germany, Dortmund's sporting director, Sebastian Kehl, has already had a secret meeting with Rashford's camp. Imagine that, discussing how to bring one of Manchester United's stars to the Bundesliga. And they're not alone. Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Juventus. These top clubs are also reportedly in talks to sign Rashford. But here's the kicker. Dortmund might be in the lead for his signature. If you ask me, Borussia Dortmund could be a solid option for Rashford. They have a track record of working with English players. Just look at Jadon Sancho. Sure, Rashford is more established than Sancho was when he joined Dortmund, but maybe a move to Germany is just what he needs to reignite his career. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this transfer happens. However, there's a major hurdle in the way. Rashford reportedly prefers a move abroad instead of joining another Premier League club. But there's a catch. Dortmund might be struggling with financial constraints. They've got a good relationship with Manchester United, as seen with Sancho's loan deal. But pulling off the same type of deal with Rashford is another story. United will likely want to sell Rashford outright rather than loan him. Sure, the club might cover part of his salary just to get him off the books, but they'll still want to make a profit. Plus, Rashford's form hasn't been great lately, making this deal even trickier. Losing a homegrown talent like Rashford would be a blow to United's reputation. Letting him leave for a European club could feel like an even bigger failure. It's a complex situation, that's for sure. So, what's next for Rashford? Will he join Dortmund, pick another club, or stay at Manchester United and prove everyone wrong? What do you think? Where should Rashford go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and tell us whose side you're on. Chelsea has reportedly slapped a £65 million price tag on Christopher Nkunku, all thanks to Bayern Munich's growing interest in the French forward. You might be wondering, wait, Nkunku, the same player Chelsea signed from RB Leipzig for £52 million just last summer? Yes, that's the one. And according to the latest news out of Germany, Chelsea is looking to make a profit on this deal. So, what's going on here? Are they really ready to part ways with Nkunku so soon? Personally, I find it hard to believe that it's as simple as that. According to The Athletic, Chelsea is demanding no less than £65 million for the 27-year-old, who still has 4 years left on his contract with the club. What's even more interesting is that, despite only making 3 Premier League appearances this season, Nkunku is still Chelsea's top scorer with 13 goals, though it's worth noting that 11 of those came in other competitions, like the Conference League, FA Cup, and Carabao Cup. Reports also suggest that Nkunku is eager to be a regular starter, with hopes of making a significant impact for France in the 2026 World Cup. And now, it seems that Bayern Munich has taken notice. This comes at a time when Chelsea is reportedly eyeing Bayern's forward Mathys Tel. But don't get too excited about a potential swap deal, at least not yet. If anything happens, it looks like these will be separate deals. Tel, who can play as a winger or a mobile striker, fits more into Enzo Maresca's system, which leans toward wingers. Interestingly, Fabrizio Romano previously confirmed that Chelsea sees Tel as a perfect fit for the team. However, it seems Tel has made it clear he wants to stay with Vincent Kompany's side, throwing doubt on any potential transfer. Now, here's the twist. Reports suggest that Nkunku is desperate to leave Chelsea this month, and Bayern Munich is genuinely interested. It's rumored that Bayern has already agreed on personal terms with Nkunku, and negotiations between Chelsea and Bayern are currently underway. Chelsea, according to The Telegraph, is adamant that Nkunku must be replaced with a new forward this month. They're looking for a versatile player who can operate as a right-sided forward but also play on the left and through the middle. Chelsea has reportedly been tracking Tel for quite some time, and first approached him last summer, and now, it seems, the Blues have returned with a fresh offer amid their negotiations with Bayern. Bayern Munich's sporting director, Max Eberl, has made it clear that Nkunku is the club's main target for this transfer window. Some might see it as nonsense, while others may disagree. What's the deal with Nkunku at Chelsea, though? It's hard to understand how things have turned out this way for the 27-year-old. An injury in preseason wiped out the first half of his debut season. And though there were hopes for a better campaign this year, Nkunku has found himself sidelined once again. Fierce competition for places, last season's injury, and a lack of playing time this season have all contributed to a strange situation where Nkunku no longer seems like a star player. In fact, some might even consider him expendable. So, what's the takeaway here? Allowing one of the few truly elite players to leave in exchange for someone who could potentially become elite demonstrates a lack of short-term ambition and tactical flexibility. Bayern Munich is adding yet another top-class forward to their team, while Chelsea appears ready to let go of a potential game-changer just when they need him most, especially with their hopes of returning to the Champions League still hanging in the balance. What do you think is next for Nkunku and Chelsea? What do you think all this will lead to? Let's chat about it in the comments below. Share your thoughts. If the rumors are true, Arsenal is reportedly close to signing Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, a player who's been on the radar of some of Europe's top clubs, including Liverpool and Manchester City. But now, it seems the Spanish midfielder is choosing the Gunners. At £51 million, it's a hefty price tag. But if you've watched him control the midfield in La Liga, you'll understand why it might be worth it. Technical, intelligent, and tenacious. Those who follow Spanish football are likely familiar with Zubimendi's talent. Here's where it gets interesting. Last year, Liverpool made a serious attempt to bring him in, but Zubimendi chose to stay loyal to Sociedad. After another 6 months of stellar performances, though, it seems he's ready to take on a new challenge. And from the looks of it, that challenge could be joining Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has been open about his desire for attacking reinforcements, but Zubimendi may not be the type of player you'd expect. It appears the Gunners are eyeing him as a potential replacement for Thomas Partey and Jorginho, both of whom are set to see their contracts expire this summer. This could be an investment in the future and a strategic move to refresh the midfield. Arteta doesn't just view Zubimendi as a classic holding midfielder. He sees him as someone capable of initiating attacks and making key passes. Zubimendi isn't just a defensive player. He's got the creativity to link up play and provide opportunities. And given Arteta's knack for tactical precision, this move makes a lot of sense. Reports suggest that Arsenal tried to sign Zubimendi in this transfer window, but Real Sociedad is holding firm. They want to keep him until the summer. With that said, it's likely that Arsenal will activate his £51 million release clause come summer, making the deal almost inevitable. This situation also brings to mind the transfer of Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad to Arsenal. The Gunners have a strong relationship with the Basque club, and some might even joke that there's a secret pact in place. Of course, that's just for fun. Now just imagine Zubimendi partnering with Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard in the midfield. That could be a powerhouse combination, right? But of course, this is still just a rumor. We all know how these things go. One day, a player is all but confirmed to join a club, and the next, he's unveiling a jersey for someone else. Still, it's an intriguing prospect. What do you think about this potential transfer? Do you believe it will happen? And does Arsenal really need another holding midfielder in their squad right now? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a name that feels like it's been talked about endlessly, right? But somehow, he always manages to stir up more drama in the football world. And this time, he's at it again, in the biggest way possible. According to reports from Saudi media, Cristiano has decided to stay at Al Nasser for yet another season. Naturally, the first question that pops into your mind is, how much is he earning for this? Because let's face it, the Saudi League is a bit of an odd one. It often feels like a grand spectacle with Ronaldo as the headliner. So, how much is the man earning? Hold on tight, because it's €200 million per year. Yeah, you read that right, €200 million. At this point, football contracts have left reality behind. You can't help but wonder, how much is too much? On one hand, look at Kvaratskhelia's new deal at PSG, where he's getting €8 million a year, and you see the difference is mind-blowing. Ronaldo earns in one season what Kvaratskhelia would need 25 years to get. But then again, remember that wild rumor about Vinicius Jr. possibly signing a $1 billion contract? Suddenly, €200 million doesn't sound so out of this world. To put it into perspective, €200 million means Ronaldo will rake in about €4 million a week. Just think about that. In 2 weeks, he'll make what Kvaratskhelia will earn in an entire year at PSG. And people still talk about Ronaldo returning to Europe? Why would he when this kind of money is coming his way? Honestly, the Saudi owners have completely flipped the football landscape. We all remember when PSG dropped €222 million on Neymar, right? That set everything off. And speaking of Neymar, this is crazy. He actually makes even more than Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. If you break down his contract by the number of games he's played, Neymar is earning around €40 million per match. Sounds unreal, but it's the truth. Back to the main story. Cristiano. Here's the million-dollar question. Does the Saudi League even have a long-term future? I have my doubts. At some point, these owners might just lose interest, and when that happens, the hype will probably fade. Sure, Ronaldo keeps saying that the Saudi League is already on par with League One, but let's be real. We all know the true motivation for players heading there: money. Let's stick to the facts for a second. Reports suggest Ronaldo's contract is being extended until June 2026. His current deal was supposed to end this summer, so this means we'll be seeing him in the Saudi Pro League for at least another year. And by the way, he's turning 40 next month. Here's another twist in the plot. Ronaldo didn't just decide to stay. He's apparently told Al Nasser that he wants them to strengthen the squad and make the team more competitive. And get this, Cristiano is personally asking the club to bring in Casemiro. Now this could create some headaches for Manchester United, where Casemiro is playing. The rumors suggest that the Red Devils wouldn't mind offloading his wages, and Saudi Arabia is more than happy to write a check. So don't be shocked if we soon see Ronaldo and Casemiro reunited on the pitch in Saudi Arabia. Lastly, there were rumors about Ronaldo possibly moving to other clubs, like Al Hilal, where Neymar is currently playing. Well, mostly collecting paychecks while injured. But apparently, Ronaldo would rather compete against Neymar than team up with him. And honestly, that speaks volumes. At 40, this guy is still hungry to prove that he's the best. So, what do you think? With all these zeros on bank statements, does the magic of football start to fade away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. It looks like we might be in for an exciting managerial shakeup at Borussia Dortmund. And I get it. You're probably thinking, not again? I'm right there with you. It feels like Nuri Sahin had just started finding his feet as manager, and now, bam, here we go again. So, what's the deal? Well, if we trust the German press, especially Sky Germany, there's someone keeping a close watch on Dortmund's situation. His name? Erik ten Hag. And here's where it gets interesting. He's not just sitting around moping after his time at Manchester United ended. Nope, he's been busy. According to reports, Ten Hag has been making frequent trips to Dortmund Stadium and even having conversations with some of the club's key figures, like directors Sven Mislintat and Matthias Sammer. Yep, Sammer. You remember him, right? The guy who was responsible for bringing a young Ten Hag to Bayern to coach the reserves. It seems like these old connections still mean something. Now, this naturally leads us to the big question. Could Ten Hag be eyeing Sahin's job? On one hand, it seems a bit too early to call time on Nuri Sahin. He's just getting started. But on the other hand, let's be honest. Dortmund's results recently haven't been great. 9th place in the Bundesliga? That's not exactly where the fans expected them to be. This is where Ten Hag's presence starts to stand out. I love the behind-the-scenes drama of it all. Ten Hag sitting in the stands, chatting with Sammer, possibly plotting his next move. The intrigue is real. But let's pump the brakes for a moment. As of now, Sahin's position isn't under immediate threat. He still has the club's trust, at least for now. But let's face it, if Dortmund's struggles continue, questions about the coach are sure to come up. And when that happens, Ten Hag could be the man to step in. Personally, I'm keeping a close eye on this situation. Ten Hag is a coach with a strong vision and plenty of character. If he does end up at Dortmund, it could be a fascinating move. So, what do you think? Will Sahin stand firm and weather the storm? Could Ten Hag be the one to take over if things don't improve? Or might an unexpected candidate pop up out of nowhere? Let me know what you think. Do you see Ten Hag managing Dortmund in the near future? Would it be a good move? The Saudi press is reporting some pretty intriguing rumors about Mohamed Salah's future, suggesting that he's set to leave Liverpool this summer as a free agent and move to a club in Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine? The most surprising part? Salah supposedly already signed a preliminary agreement, but the wild thing is, he doesn't even know which team he'll be playing for yet. Sounds almost like a plot twist in a movie, doesn't it? But honestly, I'm not that shocked. Here's why. If you're not familiar with how things work over there, let me fill you in. 4 of the top clubs in Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal, Al Ahli, Al Nasser, and Al Ittihad, are all owned by the same Saudi Arabian public investment fund. So, it doesn't really matter which of these clubs lands the next big superstar. The main goal is simple. Bring in the talent to boost their league's profile and create some serious hype. That's the game they're playing. So, whether Salah ends up at Al Nasser, teaming up with Ronaldo, Al Hilal, or one of the others, it's more about the league and logistics than any real rivalry. And there's more. Salah has been quite vocal in the press about his contract issues with Liverpool. Apparently, the club isn't too eager to meet his financial demands, and we all know what that means. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place, and the money offered by Saudi clubs is looking increasingly irresistible. Just think about it. There are rumors that Salah could become the highest-paid footballer in the world, possibly even surpassing Ronaldo's jaw-dropping €200 million offer. Now, let's be real. Any offer Liverpool puts on the table is going to seem tiny in comparison. If money is Salah's main priority, it seems pretty clear that he'll be heading to Saudi Arabia sooner or later. Personally, I'd rather not believe it just yet because Salah's departure would be a huge blow for Liverpool. There's no denying that. But hey, when one door closes, another one opens. Maybe the club will find a new star to step up. After all, not many people believed in Salah when he joined Liverpool, right? Just ask Chelsea fans about that. And here's a little twist. Spanish publication HAG'S is reporting that Al Ahli is currently in the lead to sign Salah and is ready to make him the highest paid paid player on the planet. What do you think about that? Of course, Salah is still at the top of his game, but Liverpool seems hesitant to offer him big money considering he'll be 33 this June. It makes sense, but what about his talent and ability? He's still a game changer. Now, here's the part that's a bit concerning. Salah can already negotiate with other clubs, and there's no shortage of interest. That's where I start to feel uneasy. Could this actually be happening? No major or highly credible sources have confirmed it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if Al Hilal comes in with a tempting offer. They've got the financial muscle to make it nearly impossible for Salah to turn down. And have you considered the possibility that Salah's agreement might not be with a specific club, but with the Saudi government as a whole? What if he's agreed to play in their league, but hasn't yet been assigned to a team? It might sound like science fiction, but in today's football world, nothing would be completely out of the question. For now, it's still all rumors and very little solid information. You shouldn't believe everything you hear, of course. Sometimes sources get things wrong, but one thing's clear. Salah's contract situation with Liverpool is stalling, and that's bound to lead to some uneasy thoughts. So, what do you think? How do you see this situation playing out?